Welcome to another episode of Mojave River Valley News. I'm your host, Eric Swanson, and what we're doing today, we're doing campaign interviews. These are folks in the Mojave River Valley that are running for office here. We got some great ones that are coming up here. Stay with us, we'll be right back with you in just a moment. So I have someone coming in here that this is completely different than some of the other races up here. This is Ryan McEachron. And what he's running for the county school board. And you're thinking, well, what is county school board? What does that have to do with my local schools or whatever? So the county actually has sections that actually represent. So his area here is representing the first district. So in a moment here, we'll be right back with you. We'll have a good conversation here. Ryan McEachron running for the county board. Hey, I'm here now with Ryan McEachron. You know, it took me a long time to get your name right. You know that? I don't know if we ever talked about that before, because everybody's like, McEachron? How do you pronounce that? So it's, I think I have it.
You do.
I'm pretty close now,
yeah, it's McEachron, yes.
So you are running for an unusual seat, because it's a big seat, but the responsibilities are so different. But let's take a second. Let's maybe tell folks about who you are.
Well, Ryan McEachron, born and raised here in the high desert. I own an insurance agency here in Victorville. And I'm third generation in the business. My grandfather started it here in Apple Valley back in 1962. Served on the Victorville City Council for 8 years, from 2008 to 2016. Yes. Mayor from 2010 to 2012. And so I've been around the community, served in all kinds of various capacities with nonprofits and as well as in government, and just looking to give back more here in this new position. So
moving into a county seat, first of all, it's not like, you know, it's a huge area. It's like the whole first district kind of thing.
Yes.
This is a totally different type of seat to run for. What made you want to dive into this?
Well, a lot of encouragement from my wife and family. My wife's a principal in Victor Elementary School District. Her daughter, my stepdaughter, is a teacher in the school district. I have 2 kids in the county school system. So kind of after COVID, I know exactly what's been going on, all the struggles that students have faced, as well as teachers, and my wife as a principal. So it just was, it made a lot of sense for me to look at giving back and doing it in this form, because there's a lot of things that need to happen over the next couple of years to kind of get all that education that was lost during COVID, get our kids back to where they need to be, not only just from an academic standpoint, but from a social standpoint, because they lost that being at home, doing all their schoolwork on a computer screen.
Well, the county is such a huge support mechanism for example, in many schools. What do you feel that you add to that being on the board?
Well, I think, you know, I have been involved in the entire high desert. So not just Victorville, although I served on that council, a lot of the things I did was at a regional level with the San Bernardino associated governments, helping move things forward at that level with different cities up here. So I want to kind of bring that work ethic and what I was able to accomplish on a much larger scale to the school and to the counties. And so I really believe I have that ability to get that done.
Now you'd have to be working along, because we have a separate superintendent. You know, it's kind of funny that, you know, like Apple Valley and Adelanto have a separate mayor, and with the county you have a superintendent of schools, then you actually have, you know, regionally you have all the boards. How do you feel that you would fit in along with working with Ted Alejandre?
Well, Ted
and also the rest of the board members.
Yeah, and Ted stepped out and he's endorsed me, so I think that it's a big boost of confidence, because obviously he wants to be able to work with someone that he knows, and he and I get along very well and we work well together. So from that perspective, I know I can work with him. I kind of look at Ted's position much like the sheriff of San Bernardino County working with the board of supervisors. You know, you know, it's a board, but he's an elected as well as the board members are elected. So we all have to work together to accomplish what needs to get done here in the county for all the students. So I think he and I can work together very well.
Well, so there's a lot of elements, because I think, like I said, a lot of folks, you know, they may not even know where this position is. Like, oh, what's county school? It's like, I don't have any kids in county school. Why would I even care about that seat? But there are a lot of things. For example, if appeals and appeals of expulsions and different things that might come across. How do you see, what changes do you feel that need to be made, or what what directions you feel are the county needs to make that might be different, that you feel you can add to?
Well, I really want to get in there and focus on being a support mechanism for all of the school districts within what is known as Area A, but it's literally the high desert and areas beyond Needles, all the way to Baker, El Mirage, and Rim of the World school districts. So, I want to be able to help facilitate whatever those school districts need, be that support for them, be out there meeting with them. I think that that's lacking right now from the entire board. I don't know that the board gets out and meets with the various schools and the school districts. I know Ted Alejandre, he does that, but the actual Board of Education and the members of the board need to be out doing that same thing, and I intend to do that.
Yeah, because, and that's a good point, because a lot of, you have Hellendale, you have Barstow, Needles, you have Baker, you have Trona. I mean, all these little districts that are very small. I mean, Hesperia for us, I mean, we're large enough. Could we do everything without the county? Probably, because, just because of our size, but a lot of these other districts. And so I can see where your direction is on that, is saying, well, how do you support them more? So what do you think you can help add to what they're doing?
Well, I really think that after what we saw happen in Uvalde, I think really we need to be all working together from the county on down. All the school districts need to be looking at having all the active shooter drills possible, make sure that they're prepared for worst case scenario. I really hope that never happens in our county, but the reality is it's happened all over the nation, and we need to be prepared for that. And I think working at the county level with the Sheriff's Department, which I have a tremendous working relationship with, having worked with them on the City Council, I think that we can put together some programs that are county-wide, not just within a particular city with a particular school district like it is right now, because as you know, school district lines and city lines, they don't always match up. So they kind of cross over boundaries. And so I think the county schools needs to look at working with all the districts in the county to make sure that we're doing that, county-wide with the Sheriff's Department.
So, like I said, it's an odd thing when you're working when you have the superintendent of schools, because he pretty much runs everything, and there's a lot of things that you guys do. So I guess what you're kind of getting at and saying, well, how do you support Ted? Is that what you're saying? Yeah,
I think supporting Ted and what his vision is, but also, being there to provide oversight for the charter schools that are under our purview, approving other new charter schools that might be coming in, approving the county budget, and doing all those types of things.
So anyway, the last 20 seconds here, give us your pitch of why to vote for you, Ryan.
Well, Ryan McEachron, you can find more out about me at ryanmcachron.com, but born and raised here in the high desert, and I just want to get back to my community. I have kids in the school system. My wife's a principal. My stepdaughter is a teacher. So I know what's going on, and I can definitely be there for you.
Thank you for sharing with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, we're back in the studio. We interviewed Ryan McEachron. He's running for the San Bernardino County School Board. Now, a lot of people are not sure what that really is, but it's a very important office. Also, without the partnership of the Greater High Desert Chamber of Commerce and Mark Creffield, along with Mojave River Valley News, these candidates would be really tough to bring your way. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to YouTube, please subscribe and also ring the little bell. On behalf of the Chamber and Mojave River Valley News, we'll see you next time.
Sheriff's Department, which I have a tremendous working relationship with, having worked